that. And I appear to be live. Why is it not showing up there? Did I not set it? I didn't. It's my fault. I will not swear at the things when it's my fault. I will swear at them only when it's the thing's fault. Yay, working. At least something's working. The Stream Deck is irretrievably bonked. I'm going to create a new character. On Themyscira. If they'll let me. There we go. It's the low pop server. Only play one character in the Arcadia Zeta world set. Except that you actually merged all the worlds down, so I had two characters in East on the same world and two characters in West on the same world. Way to go, guys. Brainiacs. Pasty because I'm pasty. Getting like this really should be. Oh, that's a lovely. It's clicking on white. That doesn't look to me. That looks like a dark gray. There we go. That look like anyone you know? Good evening to whomever has joined me. It doesn't look like anyone I know. How about you? See? That's not white. That's medium gray at best. Blue eyes. Like me. Freckles, no. A few freckles, no. A few more freckles, no. Port wine birthmark. It's just odd their choices, I have to say. And that's... None of those features are particularly interesting. Let's see. Would we like a scar? Burn scar. Agree on the face scar. Really not showing up particularly well, the scars, I have to say. We'll skip scars then. Tattoos. These only face tattoos? That's a bit much. Yeah, no. That's a lovely look for me, I think. That's really tempting, but we'll just go with that. It's just me, man. It's just me. Doubt this is available, but we'll try. Probably too long. Butterbomb, I don't think they'd like that. How about this time? Butter bumpers. How do you do? That was a cross between a drowning sound and a warlock. 50-50. I hope your Sunday evening, it is Sunday, right? Yes. Haven't completely lost my mind yet. Only almost. Make a few changes in the settings. The audio volume can go down. Music can go down even more. That should do. Brought my weapon. Indeed. At least so I've heard. I was watching earlier, I didn't get notified of any drops. I was watching another player play.
You! Come closer.
Hi, Vorp.
Your captain needs you. There's something wrong. I'm not feeling right. That devil storm. What in the nine hells was that about? And where is my box?
I need my box.
Did you take it? You bilge rat.
I don't have your stinking box.
Something isn't right. To come so close. It's not fair.
Bear got nothing to
What's
do with
happening
it,
to
Captain
me?
Aldous Thorpe.
I can't die. Not like this.
Oh, she's come over all dead. Oh, let's equip that. And some basic food. Waka waka. I'm feeling much better now. Yep, another deadite. My name is Ash, and I am a slave. You used to have to duck under that. Oh, he motions me to him. Sword and board mastery too. I will purchase an upgrade if they insist on it. Choose an ability. Do I want to spin like the devil or do a shield rush? I can now. Spin to win. Auto run. Such a weird choice, equals. But oh well. And cinematic, more or less. It's a whole new world. I won't sing it again, I promise. Sorry. Descend into the grotto, where everything's all kind of messed up. What beautiful red eyes you've got! And you're a Jedi!
You would have been better off dying at sea.
Used to be able to fight him and actually defeat him. And they made him into a cheater. So I don't imagine the early game experience has changed very much. But I suppose we'll find out. Well, it has changed in one way. There's no longer hordes of bots running around, so that's good.
Another survivor. Saints be praised. It's always good to find a live one. That storm was fierce. Figured it would drown the lot of you. Me? Oh, I'm Charity. Watcher Douglas. From the Monarch's Bluff
My name is
settlement.
Butterbumpers.
Well, I know this
Or,
isn't
that's
the
what my
best
friends
way to
call
make
me
an
anyway.
acquaintance, but it's actually the way most people arrive here. I suppose you're still. You've washed ashore on the Isle of Eternum. It's hard for me to. On the
What's
good
different about
side,
Eternum?
you generally don't ever age or die here.
Good side,
At least
you don't
not in any
generally age or
natural way.
die. Bad side,
Bad
is what happened
side,
with the rest of your crew.
there's what happened. Well,
It got turned
they
into,
came back to life, but without their souls.
ish. It's sort of undead.
Beach all aimless.
They're undead-like.
The kind thing is
say.
to at least try and put them down for good. Would you mind?
I have that. I don't know why I have that, but I have that already. It seems pretty good. I wanted to actually turn up the volumes. And just turn down. Select things instead. Keep the vocals louder. Drop the music down. That ought to do. I need to defeat the drowned. There was another player running around. I think that's him. No Smurfing Way. That's his name. Got some cartridges. I know it's kind of dirty pool to kill a zombie when he's dead, but there you go. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, and in this particular case, killing the dead guy while he's laying down, I'm okay with. Hi, Charity.
I know you didn't enjoy that. But once their souls are gone, it's the most you can do for them.
Oh, I kind of enjoyed
Wish
it,
I could
Charity.
say you eventually get used to it, but you don't. Oh, dear. Where are your manners,
do you have
Charity?
something to eat?
I didn't think to bring
no.
anything. But I can show
Get
you how to
some,
make do.
Flint
Get
and
some
wood and
flint
make myself
wood,
a skinning knife.
and make
at the
yourself
fire.
a skinning knife at the fire.
I will not.
That's a
I
start,
will
at
make an
least.
everything. I will not just make a skinning knife. As is my wont, I will make every single craftable tool right off the bat. Ooh. Great point. Dex. Dex. Oh, there were more. There we are. Give me some flint. And some flint. And some green wood. And more flint. And more flint. And more flint. What do we got? We got. Use a couple more wood. That's 7 of each. I think that's enough to make each of the, I believe, 4 kind of tools. That needs fibers. I don't have any fibers yet, but I can make a flint logging axe. A flint mining pick. Set that as the active tool. The harvesting sickle. It's like a popsicle, only you harvest with it. And the skinning knife, which is what I need in your quest. And those are now all available to me as available tools. Talk to Charity again.
Got
Hi,
your
Charity.
skinning knife, eh? It's all right. Now that you've got your little knife, you can rustle up a meal. There's lots of boar about.
I'm going to
Get
kill a
yourself
boar.
fat one if you can. This is actually a good hunting spot.
Or more than one, probably, knowing me. I will now skin it. We got a little pork, and maybe we can find some beans to go with it. No. 3 pork, 11 rawhide. Go ahead and kill a couple of these. My tracking and skinning, it just leveled up. So when this was out, I was into it from, I think, the first publicly available beta I got. And a lot of people ask me, how is it? I just said, well, the core gameplay loop I find very satisfying. I suspect there are a good number of people who will find it satisfying, but a lot of them will hate it. And in fact, they won't just hate it, they won't understand how anybody could like it. And that's turned out to be the truth. People who really enjoy it, and the people who don't get it really just don't understand why. Now that's the majority. Most people don't understand why and find it fun. We need to make rations, right? Well, let's just make 6 rations then. Make it easy on ourselves.
Cold beach like this? Oh, nothing like a warm meal by the fire. I bet you're glad
And
you
now
took
I
the
get an
time.
armor case which will have a random item. Might be good.
I hope it doesn't seem
Might be
like
bad.
life is just a
Might not
misery here.
be work at all
Some
for
people
how
quite
I'm going
like
to make
it.
my build. Anything
And
like
the weather here, I'm
anything you
afraid
need help
so.
with? What is
It's
corruption?
that nasty red
Is
stuff.
there a way to fight it?
Storms are just
Storms are just a
fact
fact of life.
here.
I need to accept
The best we
quests.
can do is keep records of all the ships corruption claims.
So,
In fact,
grab.
Scrub these ships for any
That's my old pants.
The settlement will want
Meet
them.
my old pants. Same as the new pants. Actually, they're not. My reward. I got a cloth shirt. And a cloth dress. Oh, that's right. They give you your choice. I could wear the dress, but I'll go with the shirt. And my masculinity requires it. You understand. I need to search shipwrecks for records and remnants. Wrecks for records and remnants. Ruh-roh. Raggy. And probably kill some dead guys too. You know, some re-dead guys. Re-dead some dead guys. Some more arrows. Some of this stuff would be really interesting to read. Some of the things you can pick up. Like that book. The lore stuff might be interesting, but they kind of don't really give you time because it's always in the middle of crowded areas, and usually amongst and amidst regions. Ooh. Oh, wrong thing. I'll wear the gauntlets and tempted to use the fire staff, but second book. One more to go. Alright, can't get up there. I hate to disturb you while you're resting, but sword to the chops. Where's the busted part of the thing so I can get in? Oh, can't get in. It's the book. Scorch 154 meters. Did look like there was a way into there, but I guess not. So for me, the breaking point when I stopped playing after the launch was I got to low 30s, I think. And it became mostly, it just became all the locations where you needed to do your quests. The respawn rates were so terrible that it felt like you couldn't really solo. Because the mobs just respawn so quickly. Grab the ship's locker. Goodies. Native chart. Okay, that wasn't the goodies, that was the questy bit. Nope, can't get up there. Could have sworn one of these ships was originally you would drop down to grab something inside one of the holds, but seems like I am misremembering, which is certainly not that unlikely. Did I piss anyone off? I did. Hi. Let's go ahead and put on. What? The hell? Ah, okay, there we go. That worked. I was confused for a moment. I'm still mostly confused, but I can handle it. I know Sword and Board is supposed to be a good PvE choice these days. I missed something. Be above me? Yeah, it's above me. Nope, another player. Got the ship's flag. We doubled up on him. I feel guilty. And I'm over it. Alright, I gotta go back to Charity, but first we can go down here and, this is what I was remembering. Oops, I didn't remember there were two. It's fine. It's fine. Life staff and a spear. Some herbs. You got the other batch. Curses. But at least I got one of them. That's fine. It's fine. I'm fine with it. I think I attracted somebody's attention, didn't I? You want to come? You come get some? Come get some? Yeah, I gave him what for. Right in his gob. I think that's British from, like, mouth. Although I have, I was playing Champions Online, and I do have a character named the Gobsmacker. And also the Flabbergaster. Honey, I'm home.
That's nice. You
I've
found
got
a
a bow.
fair amount of records, I'd say. The Monarch's Bluff settled. I know you're probably wanting to... I can't leave until I'm sure. I know the corruption that remains is coming from the sea cave.
One last
Turtle
thing.
spit,
I've got
we
to,
call
like,
it.
clear out the cave.
You could
So
go in
let's,
there and just
check and see what we've got
deal
here.
with
So,
it would make my day.
I have better plate gauntlets on. I'm currently wearing a plate chest. We will equip the bow. And arrows. Don't have a bunch, but we have a few. Oh, I should probably go ahead and you know, spend my points. I have 4 points available. F1 is leveling. I get a second weapon slot. Survivalist quest for the camp tier upgrade, alright? I now have my bow and arrow out. There are a few players around this evening, so it appears. Go ahead and go to the sword and board. That's what we're going to use anyway. It will certainly be a different experience than what I'm used to with the maps being, which will be mostly empty. At least the starting areas will be. Probably not around early towns, though. That's right, I do have a couple more points to spend in the mastery for sword and board. Cartridges. He's down there waiting for me. An old friend. Hope he hasn't turned around. If he hasn't, there's 2 of them. Let's go ahead and eat something before we head inside. Chaplain. That's one of the lesser corrupted cougars. That's the chaplain over yonder. And that is the end of that quest. I need to fight my way back out. Charity. Any other loot around? Don't see it obvious. Might be some over here. I think there is. Yes, there's another little supply cache. More iron arrows. And now we exit, stage right. That was not intended. I failed my gravity test. Embarrassingly. I never grabbed that supply cache. Silly wabbit.
Did you destroy it? Whatever it was in Turtle Spit? Oh, saints be praised. That's a relief. Seriously, if we left some source of corruption down here, it would spread all over Monarch's Bluffs in a matter of days. Wherever you came from, they must be pretty tough there. I mean, you're
I'm glad I could help.
The thing is, even with the source of corruption gone,
Which do you
never
prefer? I
thought we'd
prefer we go back together, but
But
it's not my duty to
it's my
say.
duty
You
to
go.
stay.
Okay,
You go. Take this message to
I'll go.
Constable Seville.
I'll go. I've got
Been
this.
worried about corruption surging like this for a
Let's
long
see.
time.
Well, that's much better plate gauntlets than I have. We'll use those. Cloth shirt. Doesn't have the armor. Nor does the cloth dress, sadly. Spear. A couple of fire staffs, a couple of life staves. Staves. The games can't make up their mind which way is which. I got my way to town. Presumably up there. I have 6 points available. I'm going to be going Dex on this character. I think you can probably guess that. Got 2 waiting for me on the weapon mastery. Oh, there we are. Duh. Opportunity whirling inflicts a 5% rend for 10 seconds, reducing its damage or defense. Sword and shield critical strike chance increased by 10%. Okay, that and stab. Territory points. I've gotten enough XP to get my first territory point here, and what you want in my experience here is standing. That will increase the speed at which you get increases. Let's go ahead and switch to spear. That is a dex-based weapon, if I remember correctly. Along with rapier. That's a big piggy. A little more rawhide and a little pork. Why only one pork? I mean, that seemed like a pretty big porker. Another one pork. Really disappointing amounts of pork out of a pig the size of a Volkswagen. Hapless How.
Did you see my court? Huh? The wilds of Eternum have never been safe. But the roads? Never seen anything like this before today. Vicious bulls came out of nowhere, ate all me truffles. How should I know? You mean you'd help old hapless how?
He wants me
Why,
to
yes, you're a
gather
saint.
delicious
Take
truffles.
my sickle, punch up
herbs
some
or berries.
truffles, and bring them to the settlement. Oh, gather any herbs or berries.
Oh, I didn't even see him, you sneaky little devil. I'll get some. I don't remember them having the numbers over, like, the truffles here. They had the little blue beam was sufficient. I didn't really need the number. Oh, and we got more delicious herbs. Hyssop and paprika. More hyssop. I have no idea what hyssop actually is. Ooh, a hidden stash of something. But it was hidden, so it must be all valuable and stuff. Hidden stash had, magic and coin in it. That seems okay. I think I'm all right with that. Another delicious truffle. I will note that, as far as I know, on Earth, we don't get truffles that frickin' big. Ooh, is that like the special named pig? Tuark. Oh, I may have possibly erred here. He's big. I had him the whole way. Rawhide and pork. Provisions stockpile. Wow, lots of light rations, tomatoes, nightcrawler bait, didn't see what else. Lots of stuff, in short. Goodies, lots of goodies. And we got some more herbs over here. My harvesting is up to 6. Yeah, that guy's... He's just defeating a regular piggy. I defeated a super piggy. I don't even have any, like, special skills or abilities on my spear. I just pokeyed him, you know. Everybody's up in the town? I guess he moved on up to town, okay. I've talked to Hapless How and Heloise. Seville. Oh. There we go. Spear Mastery 2. One more pork, just one. Really, these pigs have issues. Wow, that guy was stuck in midair for about 3 seconds. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that was not intentional. Unless he can walk on air, in which case, good on him. That's pretty cool. Spoiler, he can't. Town awaits, and it's held by, the X-Men, as you can tell by the banner. Clearly held by the X-Men. Exceptionally toxic. Oh, charming. Well, that's a real endorsement for me not wanting to get involved in them.
Here's my new friend right here. Oh, the truffles I lost and then some. Hoo-hoo. I hope it wasn't too hard. Keep that sickle for your troubles. And if you make a habit of harvesting herbs and such, we'll cross paths again. No doubt.
Aha. Storage. Got our first point in spear. Zoner or impaler. We can throw our spear. Or just skewer. I'm going to go with the skewer. I have a bow if I want to shoot things from a distance. And I will. Presumably. Ask Heloise. Wasn't Heloise like a household hint writer back in the day? But I have to talk to Heloise Saville. Or Seville. Whichever.
With every new face, I wonder, will those
I have Watcher
eyes
Douglas's
soon glow?
report.
Let me see. Yes. Charity reports the irony in this corruption business
What
is that an
happened to the
old
madman?
madman warned us. No, he wandered off, disappointed and angry.
You think
Well,
the corruption will
most
come
likely.
here? Most likely.
The time has
We're
come.
gonna
Take
do
the
is
reports
test
to Magistrate Bixfield. He can take it from there.
how it works. Spirit Shrine. Okay. Talk to Urbanus Bixford. A lot of stuff I can just sell at a vendor, I guess. He gave me another one of those. I don't need it. Let's salvage it. Get a couple of flint back. And there's with the fast travel map, but I don't have any locations to fast travel to yet.
Let me guess. You've brought back the Watcher's report.
Yes,
I
here's the
don't
report.
need to read it. The storm, the eruption of Shattered Mountain, none of it's a surprise to me. You, I had not anticipated.
Give me my hat.
However, this is an ominous day. Your
I got
timing
a
is
hat.
either impeccable. Of course not. And I must not forget my role as a gracious host.
I will accept the
You
quest.
should check in at the inn and make yourself at home here. Return later, and we shall talk.
I have 2 more hidden stashes. That one had some life motes and coin. The next one had, well, actually not just life motes, all kinds of different motes and coin. And whatever was in that has appeared. The sword, I think. Worn long sword. No, that was what I was using before. Was it clothing? No. I did just get a hat, however, and it's, I got new boots, that's it. I'll wear those. Talk to the innkeep and check in at the inn. Hello, innkeeper.
Welcome to the Regent's Rise. Sleep here and wake up feeling like a king. You here to check in? Be my guest. Ooh, literally.
Oh, wow. He's really annoying. Yes, I will check in. I now have a respawn point.
There now. Even in a strange land, one must.
I get a flint logging axe. I already made those earlier. That's not smart.
Whether you realize it or not.
I'll help if I
indeed,
can.
I will put all the town's resources at your disposal. You can
Acquire
acquire
supplies,
supplies,
sell them.
or
Okay,
sell
I have to
them
go
at the
like,
trading
look
post,
at the
and I
trading
have
post.
allotted you a storage space. Go and see them for yourself.
Go ahead and salvage that. Actually, we can start salvaging this other stuff. Can't really sell it, I don't think, to like vendors or anything. So we've got a fire staff and a fire staff, and they're identical. Light staff, not identical. This one's slightly less good. Extremely slightly. Buy and sell at the trading post, because obviously. Storage shed. This one is mine. There are many like it. Oh. So shift click. Let me put those. And those. In there for now. Anything else? Flux. Wire weave. Thank you, Fat Body, again. 35 years, and it seems like just yesterday. I hope your weekend has been relaxing and or entertaining and or both. Wait, that was too many and ors. As always, thank you, Fat Buddy. My weekend has definitely been a weekend. I can attest to that.
Well, I believe I've helped you become acquainted with the settlement. Whether you realize it or not, I think you have come to help us here.
Yeah,
in
nothing
Monarch's
wrong with
Bluffs.
my weekend, at least
Right
not so
at the hour
far.
of our greatest need.
Anything else I should do, I will accept
Seville
the quest.
has begun shaping her plans for securing the settlement against corruption. She asked specifically
Back
for
to
your
Heloise
assistance.
Saville.
You should speak with her as soon as you can.
I mean, I no longer really pay attention to football, and it's Sunday's kind of football day here in the U.S., so... my rooting interest, basically, it can be summed up by the team I want to lose more than the team I want to win. Either I hate the owner, or the coach, or some of the players. Unfortunately, now I'm rooting against probably about 2/3 of the teams in the league, which makes it most of the games. I want both teams to lose, and that's not likely to happen.
Ah, how nice it is to see you again. I was thinking about whom to appoint, as there is a great deal of work to do.
What
and
can
my
I do
first
for the
order of
settlement?
business is to gather raw
I will gather
materials,
some
and
raw
we
materials.
will have to leave the safety of the settlement to gather wood, stone, and rawhide. The wilderness has these in bulk. Then you must refine the resources in the workshops around town.
Another couple of points available. We're going Dex all the way, baby. Well, at least until I threaten to die, and then I'll put some points into Constitution, most likely. Another map point. More standing gain. I need 40 stone and 40 green wood. So head out. Get out of town. Okay, I will. Indeed. Well, I mean, as I said in the comments, they've made a lot of changes and additions, and the player numbers have gone up significantly. And so I figured, well, let's give it another look. I mean, I enjoyed it well enough for the first 30 levels or so. Where it lost me was the point where the respawns were just so overwhelming that soloing became difficult. Too thick. And it's a game, as I've mentioned before, where the core gameplay loop I find satisfying, but a lot of people, most people, wouldn't even understand why anyone could find it satisfying at all. I understand that. Either the core gameplay loop works for you or it doesn't. Most people it won't. But for instance, I've been seeing their player numbers pretty regularly, I think at about 40,000 for the game, which strikes me as a lot. Yeah, the gameplay loop, the harvesting, the fighting of stuff. It's just a phrase for, you know, how the majority of the game plays and feels. New people coming in, or the real money cash store, which frankly I will admit I find it hard to believe. At this point, they may just be throwing more development at it so the game doesn't actually die. You know, this is the first game that they've made. They've also published Lost Ark, which I think has made them a boatload of money. But this is the first one they've made. And actually gotten released. They had another one that they semi-released, and that was a failure. They've had a couple they shit-canned. So they may be willing to take a loss on this one, just to keep the publishing division alive. Or, I mean, the game-making division alive. I need 10 timber. I have just enough to make 10 timber. I will make 10 timber. Yeah, but right now I can't imagine it's a moneymaker for them at all. I meant to put my weapon away, not to leap face first into the ground. I missed it. Ah, stone. What is it? 10 blocks of stone. And the last one is some distance away. So, yeah, I'm not sure if they are actually making any money at it yet. But, you know, I've kept my eye on the game, and they've been making lots of improvements over time. Well, I mean, is it 4? I think it was like 4. They had, you know, actual game developers and stuff working on this game. But as far as I know, none of the people who were working on this game, at least initially, were MMO players or MMO developers, and that accounted for why you had so many inexplicable problems at launch. Things like all of those duplication bugs and application context flipping to make yourself invulnerable in-game. Those kind of things are problems that have been solved for years and years in MMOs. And for them to recur in this game means the people running it and most of the people making it had never made an MMO before, had no idea what the solved problems were. Duplications should be extraordinarily difficult to figure out and duplicate. HTML linking into chat, not sanitizing your inputs. These are basics, and these guys didn't implement them from the launch, and I didn't understand it then. I hope that they've got some actual people who know what they're doing now, and it seems like it. It might be too late for the game to ever be anything other than a very small success.
Well done.
Armor case.
Your willingness and
I'm now level 8.
practicality are... This is just the beginning.
I'll do
From
whatever
now
I
on,
can.
I know you will.
I'll accept the
You'll
quest.
find Artificer Gomes near the forge. It is truly her element.
And it's an armor chest. And it has a pirate gunslinger coat. There's no way in God's green earth I'm not wearing that. There we are. Ah, a pirate. Yar, matey. And stuff. Now, let's see. Carpenters needed. Acquire and deliver 30 timber. 25 rabbits is an awful lot. 5 light rations. I can do that. 30 timber. I can do that. 90 timber seems to be a bit more than I'm interested in. 10 turkeys. We'll eventually get the turkeys. Acquire and deliver 100 water. Oh, that's a toughie. All right. Now I have some additional tasks. I need to talk to Estebanita. Now we know they're working on another game, and it's believed to be an MMO because they've got John Smedley. A lot of people crapped on this game because Smedley was working on it. Smedley was never working on this game. He works in an entirely different location and group. But we do know he's there and he's working on something. You're not familiar with Smedley's work? Yeah, to a certain degree, that's for sure. Conquistador RP.
Here's the one I've heard
Without
so
the
much
natives,
about.
and initially the game was
Fabled
going to have
warrior
natives
Eloise has
until somebody
deputized
pointed
her.
out
The
how
constable is no stranger to
problematic that could
darkness,
be
and I
today.
do not exactly. She believes it's every settlement for itself, and she will not be persuaded otherwise.
world.
That being the case, we will need extra
Gather
blades.
iron ore.
Show me your
From my
skill.
heavy satchel in my
Open this bag of
inventory.
ore, smelt it, and forge an iron
Or
sword.
gather ore.
I
Retrieve
will
the
judge
iron
its
ore.
merits.
Have iron. What? Oh. Do now. Craft 9 iron ingots. It's the smelter, because he who smeltered it, deltered it. I make me laugh. Yeah, never mind. Let's pretend I didn't say a word. I think it was 9. Craft an iron longsword in the forge. Is the forge in the little house? No. I missed it. The forge is over there. It was longsword, right? I think so. Let's double check. Iron longsword. Yep, iron longsword. I made it, and it's got some statistics on it and everything.
Let us see your work. Ah, yes. The blade is sleek, with just the right edge.
Unlocked other things.
It could use more
that I can
polish, but I see potential. I strongly believe in alliance.
Anything else you want me to help with?
Indeed.
You're sharp,
You're
aren't
sharp,
you?
aren't you?
Choosing loyalty.
I fear
of
we're
some,
also at
and,
risk of
I'm
losing
sure
the
this doesn't
loyalty of.
sound
There
like
is
a
one
worthy
here
cause.
whose
There's one
skill
here
matches my
matches
own in her
survivalist
discipline.
Thornton.
Survivalist Thornton.
Thornton.
She's very much a lone wolf, and she may be tempted to leave the pack.
So we can certainly deconstruct that one.
Speak to her and convince her to stay.
And we'll open this. Pirate Captain gloves. Well, again, it's Pirate Captain. I can't say no. It's just not possible for me to say no. Our mateys. We can go ahead and annihilate this one. expedition awards. I'm assuming that means that you get the recipes from expeditions. I need 5 more iron ingots if I want to make a rapier. Or I can just wait for the rapier. Come as a drop eventually. Make do with the spear. Next up is Thornton. He's over here. So the two things that drove me away from the game. The first was the respawn rate making soloing impossible. I mean just solo questing. And the second was the number and magnitude and type of the duplicate bugs. Just
Sorry, not so much in the mood for conversation right now.
are inexplicable.
Bags to pack, places to be.
You're leaving the
Yep, so
settlement?
what if I am? No business of yours. It's what I'll level with you. If all hell breaks loose, and I'm not going anywhere.
I can protect
just
myself.
Sherry
Sure you can. Oh, I'm going to get a musket.
You know what? Since you and Gomes want to
Accept
meddle,
request.
how about you
Bearing
step up and
teeth.
do a little hunting?
Make
Head out
camp and
into
set a
the
respawn
wilds
point.
and make camp
Wilds.
and visit the local
Ooh.
wolf den.
Ah.
I'll wait for you, Rose.
And oh look, a couple of people have created camps out here. This tells me this is about as far as you have to get to make a camp. So yes, there are still new players because you can tell. Oh, it's a beautiful looking game. Absolutely. What am I missing? Should be done. Why is it not done? Oh, I had to step away. There we go. Collect musk from the wolves of Hurt Fang Hole. Yeah, if you yoink the chat off, the HUD I think is very minimalist, and at least in my opinion, it is an extremely pretty game. Let's go ahead. No, I mean, as I said, the game is very much, if you like this kind of game, there's a lot to like in it. If you like the sort of intermission, bearing deep. If you like the sort of, I would say, soft survival game, that it's not, you know, it's not like the more difficult survival games. But if you like some of the elements of a survival game, harvesting, crafting, yeah, I mean, I spent a few hours re-downloading it today. I haven't played it, I don't know how long ago it's been out. Yeah, I mean, I was in all the betas. So I played it a bunch in the betas, and like I said, it works for me. And I completely understand the people who really, it's just that they don't get it at all. It's a strange game. Now, a lot of people crap on it because I'm not in I'm not in the right place. I'm in the wrong place, in point of fact. Aha. A lot of people complained because they got rid of the PvP-centric attitude, but the people who complain about it, I don't think were around in the parts of the beta where they were doing all their PvP testing. Because I was. And they said at the time when they started announcing the changes, the reasons for it were clear. They thought they had designed a game where players wouldn't gank, there would be no incentive, and there would be disincentives. And they found what almost every other PvP MMO has found, that the disincentives don't work, and the incentives to not do it also don't work, and that the players who want to gank are going to gank. And what they found in their betas was that the overwhelming number of deaths that were occurring in the game from PvP were very high level players killing low level players right around the opening, the starting town. Exactly the kind of thing they were trying to avoid making was what they had made. They had made just another PvP gangbox. So it simply wasn't going to work. Not the way they wanted it to. And so many people who crap on the game for changing it were probably part of the problem. I've said it before, and I'll undoubtedly repeat myself, because when you're old, you repeat yourself a lot. Trust me. There's PvP games, and there's PvV games. Player versus player, and player versus victim. This one, they thought they were making player versus player, but they were actually making player versus victim. And that wasn't what they wanted, and they were at least smart enough to realize that that wasn't going to be a success for them. And in this particular case, I agree with that assessment. Which guy? The complaining guy or the victim guy? Well, that thing is I completely understand the people who want to play PvP the other way, and I can understand the desire for that kind of control over the environment. I need 2 more. But the people who complain about Care Bears killing the PvP games, they don't realize that PvE players like me, or primarily PvE players like me, we're not the ones who kill PvP. The ones who kill PvP are the gankers. Because they discourage everybody from playing. So I completely understand the desire for PvP games. But a far too large of a portion of the community for PvPers are the guys who aren't really interested in a fair fight. Myself, I'm not much of a PvPer. Only partly because of the gank nature, but it is certainly a significant part. It was what drove me away from the PvP, continue to the beta. That's the other one. What drove me away from a PvP server in WoW. Initially, I rolled on Illidan, which was a PvP server, because that's where my friends from Star Wars Galaxies were rolling. And the last straw for me was getting ganked 3 times in 5 minutes by 3 different rogues, all of whom were at least 24 levels higher than me, I think the number was. So, I mean, that was what killed it for me, was I couldn't even question anything remotely like peace. Now, I'd never played in a sort of a PvP open world game before, so I suppose you can put at least some of that on me. I'm a huge fan of Guild Wars 2's PvP methods, even though I don't like structured PvP. I think it's the only fair method, is normalizing gear. I think it's incredibly dumb to not normalize your gear in a PvP setting. So, otherwise, the PvP players get better gear than everyone else and become even stronger. Whereas in the structured PvP, everyone's on an even footing. And the alternative, of course, is World v. World. And World v. World... Oh, you little bastard. That felt like a respawn to me. That's one thing they still have an issue with in this game, to my mind, is respawning. Mob respawns. They are too fast and immediate. When they respawn, they will attack immediately. You know, and the World v. World is a PvP mode where everyone knows Alpha, place the musk to lure out. Oh. Flame the lush Alpha pelt. Bayhow. Oh, okay. Where do I actually be? Drop the musk. It looks like inside. Faintly scented earth. All right. I think the bad thing is coming to play with me, Daddy. There's Bayhow. Okay, well, we got what we needed out of that. Spear 3. I'm so glad this game has Spear. Not because I especially want this game in particular to have Spear. But so many MMOs, they don't use spears. It's like the most basic weapon that mankind has used for its entire expanse of existence, and you little shit are going down. Is a spear, and so many MMOs don't include spear, and frankly, Guild Wars 2 putting it as a water weapon? Come on. Seriously, guys, come on.
Been out to those wolf dens, have you?
I have. Give me
You're
my
tougher than you
musket.
look. All right, you made your. I've been calling this place home.
So
I
you'll
will.
help defend the hand,
Don't we all though? I don't know. Bigford's decent enough, just weird.
They're fully voiced.
So
I'm just
eager
not
to help.
convinced
You
it's
should go
worth it.
check in. Make sure he's keeping focused. If you
Oh,
can.
that's right. I need timber for one of the quests. And that, Yeah-huh. Yeah-huh. He keeps saying to himself. Urbanus Bixford.
Ah, just the one I was looking for. I see you flitting about town.
Yes, I'm
Good
flitting
evening,
about
everyone.
town.
I've been thinking about how best to defend Monarch's bluffs against corruption. So
We need
how
to
best
take
do
action.
that? Well,
Then
you've
we should
seen
talk to them.
Marauder. Indeed.
I accept the quest.
And we should welcome their presence here.
If you say so,
You
boss.
should speak with representatives from each faction.
I have
and
to speak to
choose
the
which will
representatives of
regulate
the 3 factions.
well.
We've got a first point bow. Let's see. Evade shot. Penetrating shot. I mean, who doesn't like penetrating shots? More storage space, please. And our second spear point. Yay! Let's see what we got. All spear ability cooldowns are reduced by 10% on the second hit of a light attack chain. Light attacks have a 5% increased critical chance. That seems pretty good. Oh, I can get Perforate. 3 quick piercing strikes. Sure, let's play with that. I'm a perforator. Let's not talk about what that actually entails. Well, I mean, I know they've made a lot of changes. I never made it to the end game because, well, I was still leveling up, and the leveling was getting really tedious because of the respawn rates.
The Covenant shares its light
Oh,
with
you're about the
all.
Covenant.
In all
Everyone
people
hates the
there is
Covenant.
a spark.
It's the least played
An
in the game by
initiative, if you
far.
will. In
The
some
numbers are like roughly 40, 30, 20, I think. Syndicate, militant assholes. And then religious assholes. I'm on top of the box! No, as I've said before, you know, for me and a lot of people, a fair number of people, the core gameplay loop is very satisfying. But people who don't like it, I totally understand. I'm level 9.
Do you seek the glory and riches of battle? We are the solution to a world in chaos.
Wow, they're the solution to the world in chaos. I would have thought it was something else, but evidently it's them. Oh, a couple more attribute points. More dexterity. I'm quite dexterous, actually.
You wish to learn the secrets that only the Syndicate. Why, we are the learning.
Consult with the magistrate. The magistrate.
Speak with the factions.
I spoke
They're
to
the
them.
one. Oh, I think so. As rowdy and demanding as they can sometimes be.
I have to
they are
choose one now.
effective.
I do,
If you
don't
want to
I?
make a difference
I'm
here
going to
or
take an
anywhere
AFK
in Eternum, it's really
and
the most
refill my
efficient way
cup.
to do so.
I enjoyed the Musket too. My understanding is right now it's not particularly great place. So, what I've read, I did a quick scan and it looked like Rapier and Bow were both strong. Also, Spear was pretty good. I'll be right back. Yeah, generally speaking, that's what PvP turns into. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan, but I'm not a non-fan of the combat. It's good. I'm not sure what I would do to improve it. Well, definitely not them, because they're the least played. Even if you want to play them, the benefits to playing the least played faction are... So I'll play the faction that I find the most entertaining, which are the sneaky bastards. On the other side, I think. All right here. Yeah. The Syndicate. They're the most played. Hi there. Good evening, Willie.
I see your skeptical expression.
I've decided I want to
That's
join the
hallmark
Syndicate.
Of an alchemist. Doubt, investigate, reveal the hidden truth. That is our way.
The Syndicate.
Aha! You
I'm
have
up
been
for a
there as
challenge.
Shipwreck. We know gold transmutation to be a pipe dream. But his stock of alchemic components is invaluable to the Syndicate. It's those components we're really after.
Let's see what else we got sitting around here. I'm not going to use those for sure. We can remove those. I need to get a bunch more wood, though. Yeah, I know. It's just they give you a spot for carrying it. But I will not be going sword and board, I don't think, so you're right. And it certainly is dumb, silly looking. Where is... storage? I'll drop off my skins for now. I have a bunch of those. That stuff can get dropped off. We can drop off the stone blocks. We certainly don't need that. And the hyssop. That should do for now. What are the other quests we've got? Oh, I have 3 achievements to claim. Only play solo. Yeah. No voice chat. And doesn't duel. All 3 of those apply. That makes sense, see? Thank you. Objectives. Okay, I need wood, turkey, and I don't remember what the supplies were. Journal should be there, right? No, it's not there. Objectives. Why isn't it there? There it is. Carpenter, so I need timber, I need turkeys, and water. 100 water. Well, I know for at least the way it used to be was basically you wanted to go light simply because of the dodge. I don't know if that's still the case. You know, unless you were tanking, you wanted to go light so you could dodge, get the full dodge. And I'm going to be running quite a distance. Oh, he just ran away. But why would he just run away from a source of delicious pork and more hides? I'm gonna need water and wood. Always, of course. Why would I not? Luck with what? I probably should ask. Oh. You sure got that right? Because I downloaded back in the day the beta for Star Wars The Old Republic at 1.5 megabits. So that's 1/8 the speed. And it was about 2+ days. You're bleeding, Biggie. So assuming you're correct with the capital B, then at about 50 gig, it's about twice the size that SWTOR was. That was 2 days. So that would be 4 days divided by 8. That should be about 12 hours, would be my guess, Snake. Assuming that it is unfortunately the case that you have described it accurately. That was just quick math in my head. There was a well in town, isn't there? I could have picked it up there. Oh, dear me. How far we got to go? Okay, so, eek! We turn this way. And cross here. I tell you, finally getting shocked and stunned to see that I got access to the Star Wars The Old Republic beta. It was awesome. And then realizing how long it was going to take me to patch. That was a long couple of days waiting. What is that? What is that? A weed gill beetle. I've never seen that before. I have no idea what that thing is other than creepy. Okay, well, it didn't last long. Those didn't used to be around here, just used to be the undeadites. And still no fishing, I see. Or swimming, I mean. Yeah. I mean, it's not a huge deal. I mean, it is somewhat immersion killing, to be sure. But I do wonder what the discussions were like. When someone first said, okay, so how are we going to implement swimming? And some of the other designers and developers went, implement what? Because it's certainly an odd choice to basically give you drowning as the option as opposed to dog paddling. At least it seems that way to me. Your mileage may vary. Yeah, the jumping, it is not an impressive looking. On the other hand, it's a lot more realistic than most MMOs jumping, where, you know, you leap as if you had super jump. Uh-oh, I've got friends coming. Lucky me. That's not going to help us any. Kill the first one. Let me eat a little food. I have defeated them with ease, of course. Not really. No, but depending on the depth, you might be able to do sort of the bob from the bottom, get a grip, get a breath. And yeah, I mean, you can certainly make an argument for realism, but on the other hand, in light armor, no problem. And no alternative but to just, you know, drown. I think it would have been a better choice to make it so that you just couldn't swim. It wouldn't let you into deeper water. That would have felt better. I think. At least for me. Then, you know, having to force the player to make the decision, well, can I cross this or am I going to die? Ooh, big chest. Well, a number of players running around out here. Oh, a green spear. That's got to be better than what I'm using. And it's way better than what I'm using. And now it's exactly the same as what I'm using. I mean, you can make the argument for some degree of realism. I just don't like that implementation. I mean, for instance, the Ultima games. I'm talking about the single-player versions, where you had to keep track of food and water. I never found that engaging gameplay. I always found it frustrating gameplay. I don't think I've ever seen one of those critters before either. Oh, it's a gator. I guess I just haven't seen any small gators before. Yeah, if it's a survival game, I agree completely. Then food and water is a completely, not only reasonable, I would lean towards just about mandatory. You know, if it's in a desert, water. If you're in space, oxygen, that kind of thing. But for an MMO RPG or even an RPG, it doesn't, I don't think, add much to the game. What am I looking for over here anyway? Oh, I've got to kill a bunch of mobs. Well, that's disappointing. Do I gotta? Don't wanna. Yeah, I mean, crafting, sure. That kind of stuff, but having to keep track of your water and food. You know, food for a buff, okay. You forget to eat, you don't have the buff. you don't, like, suddenly start watching your health drop for no good reason. Don't like them. What are we doing? I need... Search more... Wow! A whole bunch of chests. Search chests for Azoth oils. 9 chests in this area? That seems a little bit unlikely to me. The combat feels a little better than I remember. Like I've got a bit more, you know, control over what's going on. Oh, that had 2 Azoth oils, okay. Still only have getting 1 per chest, so I've got to find 6 more chests in this area. Unless they allow you to loot, which historically they do not. Didn't used to allow you to re-loot the same chest more than once. Maybe that's changed, but I'm dubious. Huh. Well, there's got to be at least one up there. What is that guy? Gideon the Malicious. I'm unsurprised at this development. I'm in big, deep, dark trouble. Time to run. Ow. That guy hits really, really hard. And I'm not a fan of his. He makes me unhappy with my life decisions. Has he stopped following me? He has. All right. Get a little something to eat. Okay, that will be sufficient then. It looks like you're right. Yeah, okay. That one hasn't respawned yet. Although maybe that's more of a significant kind of chest. It might not. This certainly looks like it should be another place that has them, although it's possible I'm too far away. Seems like the amount of stuff that drops as loot has increased as well. Again, that may just be completely my perception. think this is going to give me any of the Azoth oils. Nope. 2 more spears to choose from, though. Okay, that's all right with me. No, we need to go back over there, find a couple more. Is that a turkey? I need to kill some turkeys. No, that's fine. Believe me, to my mind, you're not backseating. I understand a lot of streamers are very, very conscious about it. I am not very conscious about it. If it ever got to the point where I was concerned about it in the teeniest, tiniest bit, I would say something. So you need not be concerned about that. Not on my account, anyway. I did not get an additional Azoth oil from that. So I am not getting quest items from the additional ones. Or from re-looting them. Yeah, so don't sweat the backseating. As far as I'm concerned, you're not, and it isn't a problem. No more Azoth oils in that. Come on, you putz. Come get some. Excellent. If I can get this one by themselves, without getting the big bad dude, I have significantly more faith in my ability to kill stuff. Now we'll see if we can kill the big bad dude. His ranged attacks were awful. And they're still awful. Eat. Get to these as quickly as possible before he respawns. There's one out in front. Alright, the other mob has respawned. that's 8. Now will be the last one. Will be the one out in front of the boat. Sometimes you just gotta stab, stab, stab. Talk to Giles to it. Hey, I wonder if he got fat and really chubby, he'd be around to it. What? Alright, fine. That's the fort. There's the settlement. Recall to inn. Yes. Victory. Or some arbitrarily small, you know, triumph, let's say. Victory, a bit much. Well, we can salvage that. Salvage that. I scored a drop. So I've been on for almost 2 hours. Maybe, I'm assuming that includes the drop I was expecting I would have gotten earlier today, watching another streamer playing, but maybe, maybe not. New boots. Much higher gear score. They seem better in pretty much every way, so yeah. They also go with my attire. I now look fabulous. So let's see. This is slightly better. A lot of decks on that one. And that one, slightly better. Con and int. Ooh, critical chance. I will accept that item. And increase more damages. Inflict more damages upon the unwitting and unwilling. I will hurt them more in the face. There, you happy now? You happy? I did your thing for you. Are you happy?
Abadir's stockpile of alchemic goods. Why are we here?
I gotta
Why
die.
does Azoth grant us such feats? And what makes this island immortal? Your skills and intellect belong with the Syndicate.
Well, what about the corruption?
I welcome you into our ranks.
Okay. Faction board. Let's see. Purge the Reed Guild. Those are the PvP and the PvE. Well, I just was out by the Reed Guild. Destroy every withered necessary without exception. That seems like a lot. The means de Miclo? I don't know. My French pronunciations are kind of shit.
These nuts.
Well, we know we can do the fishery. We've done that before. I can grab the lions too. There, talk back to Eloise Saville. Le Mayor. I will stop with the bad French. For now. I need to get more wood because I need to make a bunch of timber. Completed. Okay, I just turned that one in. Like that. Need 30 timber. 15 wolves. I'll get those over time, for sure. Isn't there a well here in town? Pretty sure there's a well here in town. Oh. Mastery point. Another point in spear. Rawr. How can we get over here? Let's see. Unerring position. Deal 20% increased damage against targets with active grit. Or vault kick. What else do we have over here? Refreshing jabs. All spear ability cooldowns are reduced by 10%. On the second hit of a light chain. I do a lot of second hits, that's for sure. Light attacks have a 5% increased crit chance. Crippling jabs. Last hit of a light. Applies a 30% slow for 3 seconds below. Oh. That might be good for PvP, maybe. Skewer deals 20% increased damage against targets that have full health. So if I hit them with that first, more damage. Deal 15% increased damage against targets with less than 15% health. And unerring precision deal events. No. Follow through, gaining power. Skewer critical hits, increasing damage by 20% for 10 seconds. What we got down here? Rupturing strikes, rend increased to 10% per strike against targets above 50% health. I don't like. Follow through, and then deep wound. Bleed duration increased to 15 seconds from what, 10? Yeah. Relentless blows. Continuous motion. Cooldowns are reduced by 30% for each. I think I do a lot of double hits on the light chain attacks. But crits. I think the crits are the way to go. Increased crits. I like big crits and I cannot lie. How much wood was it again? It's a boatload of timber. So like 30, I think? Not that much. Yeah, I need 30 timber. And I currently have like 3 or something. I'll chop down a few trees. We'll see where we're at. Where's the timber? Timber's down there. There's a character named Lemon Cough Drop. That's definitely a name. And timber, I can make 10. And we'll make those. We need a total of 30. Okay, we don't have any wood in there. Righty then, we have 18. We need 12 more timber. How many wood does that require? 4. 12 more. 48. Need about 50, I think. Timber? Or wood to make the timber we need. So we'll head out and we'll just, we'll make like an oversized weed whacker. Chop down some trees. I'm being rated by 7 people. Thank you very much. Tan the Man, I believe, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Why I don't get an audible alert on that, I have no idea. Thank you very, very much for the raid. Hi, guys. I'm Lens. I'm a variety gamer, obviously. I'm playing New World tonight. Now we got some sounds. Thank you very, very much for the follow. I really appreciate that. You get my spiel. I only have one. Welcome to my humble little stream of misfunction, malfunction, dysfunction, and pretty often, complete and total unfunction. You are most welcome indeed, and thank you very much for the follows. Plural. That is Tan the Man and Healy13. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. I've been playing off and on this game since the beta. I think the first publicly available beta. No, before then. I bought in early. And I always enjoyed the game. I understand why it has a limited potential crowd. It was always going to be a game where if you enjoyed the core gameplay loop, and I do, you would end up liking it. But a lot of people not only won't like it, they won't get it. Which is understandable. It plays very differently than most other MMOs, or, you know, it's got elements of survival games. It's got the action sort of combat, and so for a lot of people, it's a bit of an odd fish. So some people are going to love it, and some people are just not going to get it at all. It was definitely released too early. They had to make the major changes to focus more on PvE because, well, the PvP game had some significant issues. They were trying to craft a game without ganking, or with limited ganking, where they would have incentives to for players to play more constructive types of PvP as opposed to simply ganking, and that stuff didn't work out for them. And so then they had to do a major change-up on what they were going to do with the game. Yeah, and they've, my understanding, it's my first time back. I reinstalled today for the first time in, I don't know, 9 months. A long time. And I've kept my eye on the game. The player numbers have basically doubled over the last few months. They've made a lot of improvements, so I decided to come back and give it another try. Now, my personal issues with the game, I do not expect, yay, level 10, to have changed a lot. My my problems with the game were the respawn rates made it very difficult to solo level, and that was an issue for me. And the duplication issues they had for months also were a big issue for me, and that's kind of what drove me away from the game then. I'm hoping to find, certainly the second one I think has been for the most part fixed. There have been 1 or 2 more dupe things. But it hasn't been anywhere near as severe as far as I could tell. Thank you very much, Bunters, for the follow. The second one I doubt has been fixed, so that I will probably still find that to be an issue for me. Might not be an issue for most people. In fact, I'll go so far as to say won't be an issue for most people. And that's the difficulty in leveling by solo, as I mostly solo play.
You with this responsibility. Search the area near the settlement for any new corruption emerging, and if you find any,
yeah, you can get those sorts of things. But you can still get one of the problems they had at launch, which was not surprising to anyone who's been in a sort of a 3-sided contested PvP type environment, which is players forcing their way to the front, managing to group up, form a guild before anyone else or a company, and manage to sort of corner the market and make some money, and you can get this huge head start from a knowledgeable player base, and that can lead to, eventually, it can lead to an untenable server where you have an incredible faction imbalance or monetary imbalance, that kind of thing. So those problems can occur even on a brand new server. Generally, I agree, a fresh start server would be fun. That would be the way to go. But it's one of those cases where when you start a new fresh start server, the organized people are going to have an enormous advantage, and whoever organizes best can end up basically winning the server on day one. Mm-hmm. Exactly. There will be a few groups who will be really well organized, and it'll show. Which one would I rather have? That one is Constitution, and that one is 1 Constitution. 1 is significantly less than 8. So yeah, you will see that. Pardon me. When we get fresh start servers, you will see that there will be some organized groups. And if the largest pardon me, batch of organized groups end up on one faction, that server can end up in a really untenable situation really fast. So it's a solution to some problems, but not all problems. Keep in mind, we're MMO players. We'll find a way to fuck up anything they give us. Yeah, I mean, they can implement some balancing mechanics where, if your side only controls, one area, that you get certain additional benefits to try and over time bring balance back. But trying to balance those sort of things is always nightmarish. And there are 3 laws in the universe, 4 if you're familiar with Yahtzee Croshaw. That is the speed of light in a vacuum, the gravitational constant, the law of unintended consequences. And then, according to Yahtzee, anime ruins everything. Shh, I never said that. So yeah, you can always choose not to go to a city, but if they control like all of the low-level cities and crank the tax rates up and everything, it can really, really, basically, it can kill a server for a large number of players. So trying to balance it is good, but as always, anytime you try something like that, the unintended consequences can sometimes be worse than the default value. I'm not saying they shouldn't try, but expecting a lot is a tough get. Let's put it that way. Hi, Urbanus.
Is a special place. Yes, you understand. There's a brooch. Exactly. Oh, I hoped you'd volunteer.
Oh, yes, Urbanus. I'm so glad to help. What were we talking about? Oh, yes, Urbanus. Search the listed isles, areas. Missing brooch in the mine de Miklo. Miklo? However it's pronounced. Alright. Search those areas. Let's take a look at the map and see what we've got. We've got a couple more quests. Did they have an announced date on Fresh Start servers, by the way? I'm just curious. Because I'm going to have to delete a character. Maybe this guy. How do I advance in rank? Recommended level 25. Well, I guess I won't be doing that.
I humbly greet you, Truth Seeker.
Let's see. We will unpin that one. Ah, Soontober. Very nice.
Hey, are you the one I've been hearing about?
I am the one
Yeah,
you've been
they
hearing
say,
about.
Yes, honey. Honey's so delicious, it's called devil's honey. It also comes from devil's honey.
Okay. Where are we going now? That's my camp, which I don't care about. That's the main storyline. That's the main storyline. Yeah, well, that's inevitably going to happen when merges break an awful lot of things. And in a game like this, where there's territory, there's seldom any good way to do it gracefully and not end up screwing somebody in a pretty significant fashion. That's the Red Gill Fishery. Let's do the Red Gill Fishery, sure, why not? Balancing stuff like this in a game is nightmarish, though. I mean, my understanding is Dark Age did it well. I never really got into PvP in Dark Age. I didn't get far enough, really. Yeah, it would be nice if they had implemented a method that over time would inevitably force rotation of stuff. Finding an elegant way of doing it is very, very difficult. And it can feel artificial. I know for a while in Lord of the Rings Online, they have the PvP there is player versus monster player. Basically, you level up your character to whatever level is the max, and you go into the zone and you fight against other players who are playing orcs and spiders and stuff. And what we've seen is they tried to create, I felt, backwards mechanic where if you controlled the map, you got extra XP and extra power, and that made no sense to me. The way it should have worked it is you should have gotten extra rep when you control the map, but the other side should get extra power, and that creates a dynamic. You outnumber them, you're winning. Individually, they all get more power, and you can try to kind of push it back and forth that way, but trying to force it by buffing the guys on the short end of the stick is inelegant and may not function the way you want it to. Again, the law of unintended consequences is the one constant in MMO design. At least in my mind. How many times have you seen them fix something that was broken and make something else far, far worse? It is a tough one for me. I have not been paying close attention on Ashes, and I have gone through about 6 different stages on Ashes. Initially, I said, okay, it's a game, we'll see. And then it turned out that the guy made his money, the producer made his money in multi-level marketing, and I went, uh-oh, that's a negative. And then he had explanations, and I went, okay, we'll see. And then they were talking about the game, and they had some screenshots and whatnot. I'm going, okay, well, that seems reasonable. And then they hit the point where they did the Battle Royale implementation of Ashes of Creation, and I went, uh-oh, red alert, bullshit, this whole thing's bullshit. And then I watched one of the big streamers, I don't remember who, was playing it and actually kind of liked it. I said, okay, well, it's still sounding like bullshit to me. It's definitely bullshit. And then they made a couple of releases for the alpha version of the game, and it was obviously working better than expected with more of the game finished. And I said, okay, maybe it's not bullshit. And now I've come to the conclusion that it's almost certainly not bullshit. I am dubious it will be a success, but I now think that it's an actual game that actual people are working on. I am inherently dubious about anyone succeeding at that. I need to defeat Withered. Okay. Simply because the odds of doing any sort of kick-started MMO are so low to begin with. Successfully. That, I think, is my major negative. I think we'll eventually get a game out of them. Whether it'll be any good or worth playing, I have no idea. I hope that my lack of enthusiasm is not justified. I hope that they turn out to be very successful, because I want more successful MMOs. Even MMOs I don't like, I want to be successful. Because the more successful they are, the more likely that somebody's going to put money in to make another. I did read that they were bringing out the ranged combat video. I have not given it a look yet, although I was planning on it. I will also say the progress on it is a little disappointing for me, but not surprising. I wish it was coming faster because, like I said, I like MMOs. And I want more of them. Because right now we're just not getting as many as I would like. It sounds interesting, but I have to say it also, to me, it sounds like they're aiming too high. And that's not something you want to say about a game, but the fact of the matter is, the more you promise in your MMO, the harder it is to get everything to work in your MMO. Riots, I certainly, it's a lot of people obviously are hoping for something really good out of them. I'm one of them. But it's just so early for most people to have any sort of idea about what may or may not come out of it. I can't get enthused. We have no idea when it's coming out. They've given us no information, not that they owe us any. So I can't get enthused. I would describe myself as cautiously optimistic at that one. But I can't go any further than that. For Ashes, I would describe myself as hopeful. But I can't even say I'm optimistic. It has surprised me several times, and hopefully it will continue to surprise me. That's what I really want. Yeah, that's probably true. I would be very surprised if it were a top-down or isometric game. It's not impossible, of course, but I would be surprised. You know, they've announced it as an MMO. To me, that means that there are certain sort of expectations the player base is going to have. And I don't think something that looked or played like their MOBA would be met with approval. So I expect something that will at least look more like a conventional MMORPG. May not play like it. May play very, very differently indeed. But just like, generally speaking, most MMOs for the last 15 plus years have played like World of Warcraft, there's a good reason for that. It's because most of the players that they're trying to appeal to have played World of Warcraft. And that means on day one, they'll be able to play X new game, Rift, or Lord of the Rings Online, Star Wars The Old Republic, as examples. Because those were basically coming straight out of the World of Warcraft playbook. And so anyone coming to one of those games from WoW immediately knew how to play, which meant you had enlarged your player base by a huge amount. As something different, as an example, Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2 superficially looks a lot like any of those games, but it plays very, very differently. The game systems play differently. The action combat system feels, looks, and plays very differently. So there's a reason why everyone was doing WoW clones, and it's because it's a proven, successful formula. We have one existence proof, if no others, that WoW printed money, billions of it, for them. So why alienate your potential audience by making anything too much different than WoW? So, I mean, from a business point of view, of course people were going to try and copy WoW. It didn't always work. If any of you ever played Star Wars Galaxies, you know exactly what I mean. If none of you did, well, after World of Warcraft came out and started, printing money, Star Wars Galaxies, the people in charge, especially from Lucas, less so from Sony Online, who made the game. the people from Lucas sort of took the attitude, we're Star Wars. How can these guys, MMO, be eating our lunch? And so they decided to try and turn it into... Wait, did I not get the stuff? Huh? Oh, wrong faction board. Or this is the project board. Turn it into faction board. Duh. But Star Wars Galaxies played extraordinarily different. Everything about it was different from WoW, but they took a shoehorn and they forced a WoW type system to fit into that game. And to say that it was not welcomed would be a hilarious understatement. Completed. My rep. They like me a little.
I humbly greet you, Truth Seeker.
Procure the dagger. No. Oh, we've got a clicky. If you look up SWG, Star Wars Galaxies, space NGE, you can read all about it. As a point of note, there was a New York Times article about how they had fucked the game up. Now, what they eventually changed it to, they put in a lot of work, and eventually, although the old-timers didn't like it, the game they eventually produced was fine. It just wasn't the game that all the old-timers were in love with. The old Star Wars Galaxies. And a lot of people have never forgiven Sony Online, or now it's Daybreak Games, John Smedley, the guy in charge. I know people, for most games anyway, complain about the game companies and the changes they make. If you didn't live through the NGE, you don't understand the true pain that they can inflict when they really genuinely screw with your game. What do we got? What do we got? Ooh, I got a Void Gauntlet. Never done anything with the Void. I can sell that or salvage that. Cloth pants, duelist pants. These seem better. I will wear those. Honey and Biscuits mandolin sheet music. I don't recognize those. Huh, that's new. I have no idea what that is. Already learned, so evidently then these would be theoretically sold, I guess. I did see something about being able to play instruments now. I know that's actually, it seems like a small thing, but I know it's a reasonably large pull for some games. Lord of the Rings Online has a very complete system for it. Guild Wars 2 has a not quite as complete system. Honey. Right. Isn't there water in town too? Pretty sure there's water in town, and I need 10 water. So where's the well? No. Do they not show it in town? That's just rude. Yeah, playing music is one of those things that has traction for some people, but no traction for others. Like housing. Some people they go ape for housing. Some people don't give a rat's ass. I love housing stuff. The music stuff, I have the musical ability of a speed bump. Maybe less. Encroaching corruption. Well, let's head over there then. I can make a bunch of light leather. I have done the fishing. It's a good implementation of fishing, generally speaking. It's an interesting thing in that different players want different things from fishing implementations. Some people want something that they can basically almost AFK. You know, click, hear the noise, click again. WoW fishing works like that, I think. Guild Wars 2 fishing is a lot more interactive, but it also makes it a bit more of a pain in the butt. Like, if you're trying to grind up, catch the fish, you have to actually pay attention. So that's kind of a plus and a minus. This one, I think, also requires attention if memory serves. Do I have the loom? I haven't found any hemp yet, so I don't have any fiber, so I can't make any light armor. Could maybe make a little bit of medium armor. Let's go ahead and make a bunch of leather. My leather working is now 12. That's the loom, which I can't make anything with. Outfitting. Right, I will need cloth for that as well. Another glowy. Giacomo. Hi, Giacomo. I step outside, get a level. Kill the second turkey. Oh, got another level. Let's go ahead. Get ourselves to a place. And another map point. Always welcome. More storage. Always, always welcome. Doe. A deer. A female deer. She run off. Missed. I hit. Oh, I hit a retcher. Well, that's disappointing. Also disappointing, missing him several times. Because I'm not good at what I do. Tannin. Not sure I said Doesn't seem particularly tasty. Another mastery point. Oh, is that for the bow, I think? Yeah, bow. What do we got? Explosive arrow. Sure. Who wouldn't want an arrow that explodes? I mean, that one's just a no-brainer. Got it. Venison and rawhide. And turkey meat. I think that's 3 of 10 turkeys I need to kill. The turkey. How am I doing that? I can't be. I gotta be getting close to running out of arrows. That was a misclick. I am, in fact, out of arrows. That was my last one. Okay. I was right. I am almost out of arrows. In fact, I'm not almost out of arrows. I'm out of arrows. Don't run. Thank you. What is over there that I need? Search. So basically I just have to go there and be there. Like that. Do something. Oh. Looking dangery. Okay. Indeed it was dangery. That's a word from a friend of mine. She came up with dangery to describe things, and I quite like it. I need to head back and make myself some more arrows. I think I can. But this unfortunate dead guy is about to be re-dead. He started it in some way that I'm not quite certain of, but I'm sure he did. Coming for me? No, he's just running like a madman. Mad dead guy. And we'll make ourselves some arrows, and we'll be ready for more shooties. But sometimes you just gotta shooties. I didn't mean to do that. I missed it. I fat-fingered again. I'd say fat-fingered, but actually, no. It's brain-fingered the wrong thing. If that's a word. There's a corrupted invasion that will occur tomorrow. That sounds like fun. Arrows, arrows. Is that like outfitting to make arrows? Can't remember. Workshop, iron arrows. I need timber, feathers. I need a couple of timber, make 100, and 1 more iron ingot. 1 iron ingot, a couple of timber. Give me 2 timber. And 1 more iron ingot. Or as a friend of mine used to pronounce it, an ignot. I need just 1 more iron ingot. And now I should be able to make myself 100 iron arrows. If I go to the right place and, you know, push the right buttons, I can make 100 iron arrows. Glorious. I'm an engineer. Where are my arrows? There they are. What else we got sitting around here? We're not going to use that. I hit the wrong thing. I can't see myself using the Void Gauntlet, even though it sounds like fun, you know. Or the hatchet. I was around for the original phase of the game where everyone was using hatchets all the time because they were really good. Broken good. Everybody was using hatchet. Let's see if we can hit the well again for more water. Need 100 water. Might as well grab the well when I can. Remember to do it. Where was it again? I can't get the honey yet. Again. Presumably nor can I get the cow. For the milk. Water, however, come on, man. That's just, and I've forgotten where it is. Because, of course, there it is, and no. It's like, no, the answer is no. I think I'm going to call it here for the evening, though. Seems like a good break point for me. Having fun. Probably back at this again tomorrow at my usual time of 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And we'll continue to level this guy up. It'll go slower, obviously. But, you know, the things I liked about the game are still there. Hopefully, the things I didn't like the game have been tidied up. We'll find out. I do want to thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. I do want to thank Tan the Man, Healy13, and Hunters for the follows, and Tan the Man for the raid, and you guys for hanging out with me. I really, really appreciate that. So, have a great Sunday night, and because I like to set achievable goals for my viewers, I hope your upcoming week doesn't suck. Have a great night tonight, take care, and ciao for now. Night, guys.